Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. So since so many of you guys liked the last video that I did scaling Oryx, I thought I'd do the same thing again but for the Guardian, or more specifically our Guardian, since that's what you guys wanted when I put up the poll. By the way, after every scaling video I'm going to put out a poll with different characters, so if you guys want to see other scaling videos like this where I tell you how strong a character actually is and compare them to other characters in the verse, then all you got to do is just vote. And also another quick heads up, there's going to be terms and stuff like that I use from the last video in this video. So if you don't know what I'm going to be saying, outer versal or multiversal, things like that, that's all explained in the last video, like in the first 1 or 2 minutes. But then again, I know a lot of people aren't into scaling and stuff like that, so I might just end up explaining it anyways. Now without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, what is a Guardian? A Guardian is a resurrected corpse that is given powers of the light via the Traveler, and we have a ghost companion that usually talks for us and assists us on missions. However, we do have our own voice as well, but we use it quite infrequently. This seems to be a unique case to us, as there are tons of Guardians out there that we actually speak to in-game that use their voices very frequently. There are 3 classes that Guardians can become: Hunter, Titan, and Warlock, and of these 3 classes, you might be wondering which of these is the most powerful, or you might be under the impression that all 3 are pretty much equal based off of gameplay. And I couldn't really blame you, as I feel like that's what Bungie would have you believe, because gameplay wise, I mean, yeah, all 3 are pretty much the same. They have distinct differences, but now with Solar Arc and Void 3.0, we pretty much just have each other's abilities. But there is simply one class that rises above the rest, that being the Warlocks. And no, I'm not saying that because every LFG post requires you to be a Warlock. Rather, it's the Warlock's versatility that allows them to be so powerful. They not only can buff their allies and themselves while devastating their foes. Not only can Warlocks cast a super called Well of Radiance, which gives constant healing to them and their allies, but also buffs their weapon damage by 25%, but they also have the added benefit of shooting through that super. So all you Titans out there that run Ward of Dawn and swear by it, get out of the comments right now, dude. Like, nobody's running that anymore. Well definitely takes priority. In fact, most raid bosses will tell you that Starfire Protocol Warlocks have slapped them up more times than not. But now you might be asking, what on earth makes a Guardian so powerful? What are these light-based abilities that we control? Well, the reason why Guardians are so powerful in the first place are because they're paracausal beings. What does paracausal mean? It's super hard to find a complete definition out there, but what most sources have in consensus about this topic is that being paracausal means that you are free from the laws of physics, as well as the laws of cause and effect. It's the exact same reason why Warlocks can create mini suns without the use of nuclear fission, as well as the reason why they can also create black holes with Nova Bomb. Being paracausal is so powerful, in fact, that it allows us to push back and even defeat very powerful enemies called the Vex, that even in the lower ranks of their species can travel through time, but on the higher end of their species, that being Atheon times Conflux, can erase you from existence itself. Honestly, if you ask me, we're kind of the perfect counter to the Vex, being that they are logical beings and they operate on math and statistics. In fact, we're so good at throwing them off that Vex supercomputers that are used to calculate pretty much everything throughout the realities that they exist in, that being in the oracles, can't even keep up with us and are forced to rearrange their math to even account for those paracausal powers and abilities. We're so strong, in fact, that we took out 2 Axis mines, and we actually did 1 solo when we took on Panoptes back in Curse of Osiris, a being who's actually able to rewrite reality for the Vex. In fact, we don't even have to go up to the Axis mines. It's stated that Vex Minotaurs are able to affect multiple dimensions, and a single universe in Destiny can have at least 10 dimensions. But before I give my final scale, let's get into some powers and abilities. This is going to be a pretty long list, so I'm just going to go over some of them. The Guardian has Immortality, Light Manipulation, Void Manipulation, Electricity Manipulation, Fire Manipulation, Energy Manipulation, Absorption, Life Manipulation, Statistics Manipulation, and Amplification, Teleportation, Flight, Regeneration, Power Nullification, Poison Manipulation, Intangibility, Force Field Creation, Probability Manipulation, Clairvoyance, and Extrasensory Perception. We also have Soul Manipulation and Existence Erasure. We have so many powers and abilities you'd think we were a character from an isekai anime. We also likely scale above people like Oryx and Sivu Arath, as well as Savathun, at least in their physical forms, simply because it was our one Guardian that went to defeat Oryx in the Regicide mission, and we ended up defeating Oryx in his physical form, which is the same physical form that he used to battle against his sisters for billions of years whilst they grew stronger. Regardless of that, I could get our DC up to Universal Plus, with us not only being able to fight Oryx, Panoptes, as well as Atheon, but also defeat all of these enemies, twice solo and 2 times in a raid team, not to mention the fact that we also soloed Savathun in her throne world, which is where Ascendant Hive are at their strongest, as well as Savathun being on par with Oryx. As I said in the last video about Oryx himself, him and his family scale to outer versal. You could even get our speed up to faster than light at the very least, and at the most immeasurable, with us being able to dodge Sleeper Simulant's bullets, which travel faster than light, and we're also able to move in the Infinite Forest, which is a location composed of infinite Vex-made timelines. But as I said before, if you truly have immeasurable speed, you can go from point A to point B without any time passing at all, so more consistently faster than light. If you remember from the last Oryx video, your durability has to correspond with your DC, because if you can't survive your own attacks, then it doesn't make sense. So we would also be Uni Plus. Our stamina is pretty much in the air. We've seen on the low end when we lost our light at the beginning of Destiny 2, we weren't even really able to heal properly, whereas on the high end, we have people like Saint 14, who while he was trapped in the Infinite Forest, was able to kill Vex until he died, and that was him in base form. Now as for IQ, I have us sitting at around average IQ. You gotta think, even though we're thousands of years old, we were dead for most of that time and then were resurrected, and then even after that, the Guardian doesn't really show moments of, I guess, incredible genius. It's usually people talking for him like his ghost, or people like Ikora, Cade, or Zavala. The Guardian, like I said before, rarely uses his voice, so it's not like we can know what he's thinking or what he's planning to do next. So all in all, I have the Guardian sitting at around Universal Plus comfortably. You can honestly get him up to Outer Versal if you really wanted to, as like I said before, Oryx and his family scale to Outer Versal and we slapped them on the regular. So yeah, Universal Plus to Outer Versal with an incredible amount of hacks and abilities, average IQ, and superhuman levels of stamina. So with that being said, I'm gonna take off, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe. Peace.